Welcome back to another episode of Detroit 360, your personal guide to all things Detroit. I'm your host, Sheila Grant. Stand by to record. How often do you think about the inner workings of the things around you? Take, for instance, Detroit 360. As you watch the show, does it cross your mind just what goes into putting the show together? We've got videographers, producers, audio techs, graphic designers, and so much more. I'm going to give you a quick peek behind the scenes at our offices so you can kind of get a feel for what happens back there. Now, I haven't told my colleagues we're coming and that they're going to be on camera, so let's hope they play nice. Ready to record. Well, here we are in our offices. This is where some of the magic happens. Here's a familiar face to you guys. Do you remember the last episode of On the Job? Cyrus, he was a feature. What you working on?
Hey, just some photos from the law department.
Cool.
Stuff. New pics for the website.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's spring again in Detroit. Time to get the gutters cleaned, dust off the lawnmowers, and get ready to hit the links. For those of you that don't know what that means, it's time for golf, and Detroiters are ready. Hello.
"24 hours a day, there are City of Detroit employees working diligently, behind the scenes with a goal to help improve the quality of life for Detroiters. We'll witness the ups and downs of servicing the city as we follow the people involved and see firsthand the roles they perform throughout a day. On the job. Today we go on the job with Skip Bryant, a videographer with 17 years of experience working in the City of Detroit's media department, producing videos for the city's cable channels and the website detroitmi.gov.
The Detroit Media Department is the media arm for the City of Detroit. We cover 4 TV channels, Channel 10, 21, 22, and 68. We cover everything in the city. We get out into the neighborhoods, we get downtown, we get into the community, we make sure that everybody's voice is heard and everybody's point of view is seen. We take the approach that everybody's story is important. We want everybody to feel that their voice is being heard, so no matter whether it's a positive story or a more difficult story to tell from the government side, but if it's something that the people need to know, we believe that it's our duty to inform the people. Skip's role specifically is kind of hard to nail down. He's kind of a jack of all trades. A lot of the team members here have to be versed at many different skill sets. Skip is a videographer, he's a producer, he's an editor, production coordinator. He handles our biggest show, The State of the City, which is when all the eyes are on us. And if anything goes wrong, that's when it definitely shows. So Skip is a valued member of the team. He handles things dealing from the mayor, also the council president, Jones also.
Growing up in the city of Detroit, on the east side of Detroit, I've been in Detroit all my life. I want to help clean the city up. We basically, no matter what, we stick into schedule. So if they're not there, they're just not there. They get the announcement roles to introduce them, and that's it. So there's no need to be worried or stressed. If they're not there, they're just not there. That's on them.
I started working for the city in 2001 after I had been touring the country, designing stages for plays and concerts. When I decided that I wasn't going to stay in LA or New York or Chicago permanently, I knew I needed a steady job here in Detroit, so I applied for the city. I originally was going to be hired as an architect. I majored in industrial design at Center for Creative Studies. I took the test and passed and was set to be hired, but I was recommended for my experience in video and audio recording and ended up being hired in as a producer for the TV station with the City of Detroit's Channel 10. We're on the go a lot, back and forth from the office to the field to cover events. You know, we're out there, whether it's sunny, rain or snow, hot days, cold days. Things haven't been easy working for the city. The same with a lot of Detroiters. We had to stick through the tough times. Anywhere I go, people notice that I'm from Detroit. They say, you must be from Detroit. And I think that's because of the determination and grind that we have, that we were taught to not quit, to keep going, you know, no matter what. I stuck it out and I don't regret it. It gets hectic and stressful at times with pressure, deadlines and stuff, but we push through it and like the saying goes, the show must go on. I love being part of the progress the city is making. I love using my talent, you know, to help the city shine, basically, to help things that are being done in the city be seen and be shown. This is where my heart is, and now things are a lot better.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So we'll let the stage manager know. Again, you have stage managers. It's two. So one stays backstage, Joe. She's there to manage whatever they're doing back there.
Working in TV has a lot of perks, having access to big events, things like that. But it's hard work. It's stressful. I think people see the perks a lot that we have, but a lot comes with it. A lot of responsibility.
All of those issues.
With the event as big as we're working on now, the State of the City address, it's live in prime time on channels here in Detroit. And, you know, if something goes wrong, it's me they're going to look at. I think a lot of work that's done behind the scenes by a team of people that nobody really thinks about. The focus is always on the star of the show, you know. But if something goes wrong, then they're looking at the team behind the scenes.
Again, we're going to pull them out for the choir.
Okay, I was going to say, because how close to the edge do you want them to be?
Well, it's 20 of them, so we're going to be, they're coming at 4:30, and we got to get them positioned and see how we're going to do it.
Every detail has to be thought of and planned for. The things you miss could be what creates a disaster.
This will be the furthest one, so they're basically going to be between basically here and these plants.
So we basically need to shift the three of them.
Yeah. Like maybe this first one maybe is like right here. In fact,
It takes a whole team of people to make a event successful.
you just brought two? No, I need one more for the 360 camera that's gonna be in the audience.
I have a lot of experience and I've worked really hard to be here, but it's a lot of people that have invested in me. My family and friends, teachers, co-workers, bosses. I'm a product of Detroit and all the people that have supported me.
4 o'clock, is that good to have like a half-hour run-through?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're ready to go for a run through now.
Okay. Well, I mean run-through meaning production meeting. Okay. Like our team is getting in at 3.
That's fine.
So I figured.
I have a lot of experience myself, so I know what needs to be done. But I still say a prayer and hope nothing goes wrong. I mean, what if the power went out? What if a light came loose and fell? Something that I didn't put up myself, but somebody didn't attach it right and it falls down in the middle of the program, or a camera goes out. Those things happen. And I just pray that with events like this, everything works like it should.
Hey, good. You get your spot. You in the live truck?
Well, yeah, we're sure
I don't know.
Things get real hectic, but I try to keep it simple, stay relaxed, trust my team to do what they're here to do.
I'll show you.
I guide people where it's needed, but I also lean on their input a lot too.
Yeah. So what kind of feed do you need? 1080 or 720?
1080i, please.
Okay. So we'll do like we do every year. We'll have a
2 heads are definitely better than one, and these are pros I'm working with, so I trust, their advice as well.
All right, guys. I'm gonna pass out the run the show. Hey, listen up.
I love being in the theater, on stages. It really feels like home to me. I love seeing my designs become reality, seeing what I thought of and put on paper being the setting people see when they watch the broadcast.
Yeah, Chris, yeah. When the mayor gets basically to the podium. So whatever point the video is in, when the mayor gets to the podium, it goes out, his mic comes up hot, and then, you know, that's when we get into the mayor's program. We're hot at 6:20, so really, you know, and again, the mayor walks out at 6:53, everything is going live.
A lot of times, I think people underestimate us. They see us working for the city, you know, and because it's not Hollywood, I think they underestimate us. But guess what? We have worked in Hollywood. We've all done productions nationwide. You know, we have Emmy Awards. We worked NBA Finals, Super Bowls, big concerts. But I still feel we always have to prove ourselves. When they see us working for the city, you know, maybe that we're less than someone working in LA or in Hollywood. But we've worked there too and could have stayed, but chose to stay in Detroit. I've done set designs for the last 20 years, nationwide. I actually did Tyler Perry's first national show, Women Thou Art Loose, in the Northwest Activity Center. But how many people know that? It's a lot of talent in Detroit. It's just not always recognized. Then on the other hand, a lot of trust and belief is put in our hands. We're broadcasting the mayor's speech live across all local networks in prime time. So when the city and mayor believed in me enough to handle the production, that inspires me.
David?
You know, it motivates me to really focus and make sure that everything comes out good on stage and on TV. It's not easy, but it's fulfilling. When I see people react and say they watched it, say it looked good, that makes me proud.
The camera assignments for camera one is Anthony. The camera one, nod the camera if you hear me. Okay. Camera 2 is lockdown, balcony. Camera 3 is Chris. Can you nod? Jib. Camera 4. Can you nod? Camera 4 is not getting me.
In every event, there are some snags, some glitches. You know, that's normal. It's always something we have to work through or fix behind the scenes that people don't get to see. It's a lot of responsibility. People are watching. Not what we do behind the scenes, but they're watching and judging our work they see us putting out.
VOG4B.
At this time, we would like to acknowledge our City Council and City Clerk. Council President Brenda Jones. Council President Pro Tem Mary Sheffield. Council Member Janae Ayers. Council Member James Tate. Council Member Roy McAllister. Council Member Scott Benson. Council Member Andre Spivey. Council Member Raquel Castaneda Lopez. Council Member Gabe Leland. And Detroit City Clerk Janice Winfrey.
I was taught well. My father taught AV for Detroit Public Schools, so I grew up on stages with him. I went to Golightly Vocational Center, and there I was taught mass media. I had some really good teachers. We had a teacher that was a news reporter, an author. Another owned a recording studio. And one of my teachers that I worked closely under, Ken Sands, was a Motown engineer and actually recorded Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, pretty much invented the overdub. And he would take me out on recordings of concerts, and he did the Piston games, and he would take me with him, and this was in high school. When we're doing our jobs well, that means nobody notices what we do behind the scenes. Nobody notices all that we fight through backstage.
9 minutes. You hear me, Skip? Maybe like after he introduced everybody, when he gets into presentation, kill the lights all together. because we're not going to be taking no audience shots really anyway.
No, we are.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
They don't even think about it's a team of people working the equipment and working with each other behind the scenes.
But just be quick on the draw, ready to bring it back up.
Ladies and gentlemen, our mayor, Mike Duggan.
Just one.
I like showing what's good about Detroit. The work being done, progress being made, opportunities that are available, jobs, training. That's what I'm here producing every day.
Here's what we have done, and we're centering all of the activity, for those of you who stayed, into something we call Detroit at Work. All of the job training programs.
Down by 4.
God bless you and good evening.
Stand by music. You can bring music back up. Stand by black and fade to black.
I like showing what's good in Detroit. That's what I like most about this job.
Success. We're going to fight scratch. We're doing position, but when the game over, it's all out the window.
Great.
There we go.
Can be happy.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
We can sleep tonight.
Now we're talking about building one Detroit for all of us. And we're going to do it with the Detroiters who stayed.
I always lived in the city of Detroit, and pretty much I always will, because I love the city. It was part of my dream, to live in this area by getting a nice, big, pretty home and renovating it myself. When they announced that I was the winning bidder, you should have saw me. I said, oh my God, you should have saw me. I was like jumping up and down. I was ecstatic. If you don't participate on it, you're gonna wish one day later that you would have.
All across the nation, people are trying to figure out, what do you do post-industry, or what do you do with vacant lots in a city? And Detroit is leading example of what to do.
Growing up in the city of Detroit, on the east side of Detroit, I've been in Detroit all my life. I wanted to help clean the city up, wanted to make sure that the city was good because this was my city. The mayor came up with the idea that he was going to have the street sweeping program come back, and since he's brought it on, it's brought in more employees, people will be finding jobs, people are really excited. It feels so great to really see the city of Detroit making such a great turnaround and me being a part of it. I'm just looking for things in the city of Detroit to get greater and greater.
Since the park has been done, we have doubled the amount of children that is coming in the park. The children would go out somewhere else to do the park. They didn't want to go to a rundown park, but now they can come right into the city, right into their own neighborhood. It makes the neighborhood housing value go up.
I feel wonderful, once I signed that lease and knew I was in here, I took my girls down there and they was happy, and then we came and seen the place. We did the ribbon cutting with the mayor. It was just so exciting, it's so family friendly here. It's like a hustle vibe that I think Detroit has. You see everybody on the go, you see everybody up and going and everybody going to get it. It's like a go-get-it city, It seemed like no matter what, Detroit, we keep on fighting. I don't think you found that nowhere else.
There's energy. People are getting beyond the stigmas of the past and venturing back into the city. And the people who have stayed here, even through the rough times, there's a true opportunity for those people to participate. I think that it's a great time in Detroit.
You'll find so many opportunities because there's room in Detroit for everyone. I'm actually moving into the building that my grandparents first lived in when they moved to Detroit from Texas. With so many great things happening, I wanted to be a part of it, and if not now, then never, so I decided to jump in.
There's so many resources a city of Detroit youth can get now, which is great. It's a lot of different than it used to be, and they won't just be limited to one or two things. They can have a wide range, a variety of different things.
I just know I had better for myself I just know there's so many opportunities out here that there's no point of wasting time. Waking up and knowing that you did something or knowing that you accomplished what you wanted, that's so good to me.
Coming back to the city right now at this time is the best. Every day they're making new strides. So it's something that I look forward to and being part of.
Detroiters are staying now. It's like a land of opportunity now. Detroit is back.
Hey, Aunt, just wanted to give that to you. What are you working on?
I'm working on my golf series. It's golf season, it's time to hit the links.
Ooh, is that something that our viewers are going to get to see in an upcoming episode?
Absolutely, I'm going to show people how to play golf, the rules of the game and everything. So
Wait, what do you mean you're going to tell people how to play golf? I'm a golfer. I didn't know you golfed.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a thing this summer, right?
It's going to be a thing.
All right, so tell me about the piece. It has something to do with the council vote recently, right?
Right, so council just approved the vote, so now we're going to have golf. So now that gives me the green light to do my show. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, people are going to actually learn how to play golf. They're going to learn the rules of golf. They're going to learn, you know, different things, different skills that golf teaches. So
Nice.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to see it. You heard it from the man here himself, Anthony James. He's one of our videographers and producers over here. So stay tuned to this next piece on the golf series that he's starting to introduce to you guys. Enjoy.
It's spring again in Detroit. Time to get the gutters clean, dust off the lawnmowers, and get ready to hit the links.
Yeah, man.
For those of you that don't know what that means, it's time for golf, and Detroiters are ready.
First good day, the weather's great. Everybody's excited to be out here. Look at the attendance, it's packed.
Golf is a very popular sport in Detroit. Participants were out and ready to play. Due to unforeseen arbitration, the 4 Detroit golf courses were under fire and set to be shut down March 23rd.
No golf in Detroit would mean that the inner city and mainly the kids wouldn't be exposed to the game as much as they could. We need to maximize the exposure to keep the game alive, to keep the game moving. Because when the parents gotta drive further or it's not as convenient, then the kids get left at home, and you know what I mean? So the game needs to stay alive, and having a city on the rebound, making a comeback, having a golf course is one of the necessities because it's such a useful tool for business meetings, partnerships, you know, a quick getaway on the weekend. And the city of Detroit definitely needs that.
But thanks to City Council and the Mayor's administration, an agreement was reached to select Signet Golf Associates, Inc., a North Carolina-based company, to operate and maintain the 3 courses for a 2-year, $180,000 contract. We caught up with some eager golfers to get their responses to the great news.
Golf is at the root of Detroit in general. Like even way back in my grandfather's time, like you were finding guys that were playing golf as not just a way of getting together, but also as a way of, you know, challenging strangers. You know, golf, the way the sport is set up is you automatically get put with new people. If I come out to a golf course by myself, pay for the tee time, they're gonna put me in a group with 3 strangers. And by the time we finish that round, we're all gonna have each other's phone numbers, we're all gonna probably, you know, follow up a couple weeks later. Like the network just keeps growing bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, what golf means to me, it's a life lesson, you know what I mean? And for me, it changed my life in terms of just diligence, persistence, commitment, because it's one of the hardest sports that you can ever participate in, you know what I mean? And that carries over and conveys into so many different aspects of life.
So Detroiters, it's time to suit up and work on your swings. And we will see you all on the links.
I'm Brittany Brown. I am the head publicist and owner of the B Agency Public Relations. I serve as the human voice behind brands, as well as I help individuals become their brands outside of their website and logo. I have a passion for helping people, so I'm very passionate about giving my all and giving my support hands-on in terms of helping brands grow and helping your dreams flourish. And so with public relations, I have the opportunity to do that, to getting what you've created or what you dreamt about to be seen on a national level, or just share your story in terms of what you're doing and why you're doing it. So I'm the vehicle behind that, serving as the human voice to saying this is why this person is amazing and just out of this world dope, and I get to tell those stories and have that creative control over molding that for them. When I first got into public relations, I studied Tatiana Grant. She's a woman who looked like me, who was young, and she was amazing at what she did in terms of public relations. And I wanted to get advice from her, and I wanted to mentor under her, as well as Inez Kessler, who was the first African-American woman to own a public relations firm with major contracts under her belt. So those are two major influences that molded me to serve as my inspiration, and Tatiana definitely keeps me on my toes to this day. In college, that's where you're gonna really, really learn about yourself. I went through stuff that I could only imagine that I would have to go through, like not being able to pay my rent, not being able to pay my bills, having to pick and choose between going to class or going to work, all of that under the sun. So college really taught me how to budget my money, as well as budget my time, as well as make better choices. When I was in college, I really learned how to figure stuff out. I had plan A, B, C, and D, all the rest of the alphabet. Also, throughout life, always have a plan B, C, D, and the rest of the alphabet. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. When I talk to young women, I see myself in a lot of them. And I kind of keep it all the way real with them in terms of you don't have to be a doctor, you don't have to get married right now, you don't have to have a kid right now, you don't have to know exactly your path right now. It's a joyous feeling when you get to share your story and it really resonates with someone and they look up to you or they want to grow and take something from you. And so I always think, like, you know, the more you get, the more you have to give back, because you're not going to succeed if you don't. I want to be known as someone who gave back and left a legacy to help other people be dreamers and be doers and innovators. That's what my legacy is. I want to continue speaking, teaching, educating, and just being a voice behind individuals really, really learning about themselves and how they can give and how they can help others.
If you like these stories and want to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel at City of Detroit and follow us on social media at City of Detroit and at Stories from DET. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Detroit 360. I'm your host, Sheila Grant. Thanks so much for watching.